The Nexus Evo Gen 1. For your crimes, you have been banished to the Bullpup Gulag.
Nigga, fuck your mom.
Howdy everyone, welcome back to another episode of PSR. Today on the channel, we got the Nexus Evo Gen 1, but the cursed version of the Nexus Evo Gen 1. Well, cursed or based, depending on if you like bullpups or not. But this is the Evo 3 bullpup kit, and it was lent to me by Nexus Firearm. So the firearm is mine, and it's SBR. The bullpup kit is something that CZ came out with when they released the original Scorpion. I have an original Scorpion right here. I did add the HB Industries rail, and we got an AB Suppressors saber on here. This is the OEM Scorpion. It's blowback, so the recoil is actually a lot more intense than it needs to be, and that's why Nexus Firearms engineered this. This is a aluminum receiver Scorpion with a bearing delay in it. I've covered this gun on the channel. You should check out the video I did on it. This one has the Novox Research XSD integral suppressed barrel system with this resilient suppressor and this newer HBI handguard that tucks real nicely. If you want more information on the XSD system and the Nexus Evo Gen 1, I suggest you go check out those videos. I will leave them in the description. Getting to the main star of the show. Every family, they've got a little bit of a weird relative, a weird cousin, weird uncle, got a couple screws loose, just not fucking with a full deck. And I would qualify this as being that relative. This is just about as weird as it gets when it comes to the CZ Scorpion. And like I was saying, CZ came out with these bullpup kits earlier on in the development of the Evo 3. They were on sale for a long time, and now they don't make them anymore. And I got an idea why. Bullpups are just weird, and they make the gun a lot shorter, which we're gonna see here when we compare the size of these things. But the original CZ Scorpion Evo, the plastic receiver, so it's an upper receiver that's clamshelled, they were prone to going out of battery. And so an out of battery is when the round is not fully seated and the bolt's not fully forward. The explosion doesn't happen in the chamber. It happens, further back, which leads to, in the case of the OEM Scorpion, the side blowing out of this thing and turning it into a non-firearm really quickly, rapidly disassembling it. For the most part, I think they fixed those issues, but it's still definitely prone to out of batteries more than other guns are. And so that's why Nexus Firearms decided to make a aluminum receiver Scorpion, essentially, and they made it with a stronger recoil spring so that that lockup is extra strong, and they added the bearing delays, which makes the recoil quite a bit less and assists into getting it into batteries. So the issue, as you can imagine, now we're getting to the issue with this bullpup kit on the original Evo, is when you make a gun like this, like the Scorpion, a bullpup, you're moving the trigger forward of the action. The action is right here, and the action becomes a friend, well, a friend or enemy, depending on who you are, to your face, because your face is right next to the action. Your eyes, your pretty little mug is 2 inches away from that ejection port and where the explosion is happening. So, as you can imagine, with the original Evo being plastic and prone to out of batteries, that combination is not a great combination. That combination leads to potential facial reconstruction surgery. Why am I running this then? Well, it's because I have the Nexus Evo receiver in here, and it's aluminum, and they've done a ton of testing on these, and even if it does go out of battery, which they intentionally tried to get it to do, there was no damage to the receiver, there was no damage to the operator, and everything was good to go. Obviously, we're still gonna wear eye pro. We're still gonna be safe with the firearm. That is kind of a overview of why we got the Bullpup. And I just thought, you know, this is crazy. This is cool as fuck. Bullpup fans, this is like a wet dream because you get a little Scorpion action inside this super small package. You might be saying, yeah, but it's probably really loud. Well, it's actually not that loud because this is a suppressed Scorpion. It's so short, but it's still suppressed. So we have a Richmond Tactical Stinger 9 suppressor in here, and we're gonna check the clear on the chamber. Bolt's not closed, but look at the tip of that thing. It just matches up perfectly with the HB Industries handguard on here, and it's made essentially for this handguard. This suppressor is not a traditional kind of round shaped suppressor, as you can see. It's kind of like a coffin shape in there, and it fits beautifully with this Evo and the handguard. So like it or not, my hand is actually forward of the muzzle in this configuration. However, it does have a suppressor taming that blast, obviously. So the barrel ends at about here. And so it's about, I think it's like a 5.5 or so inch barrel. That makes this thing extremely compact as a suppressed setup. It's really cool. The only thing that would make it cooler was if it was machine gun and full auto, because sub guns are better full auto and it fills the purpose of a sub gun more than semi-auto. As far as other things we got on here, we got the 1P87 optic. I just wanted to throw an optic on here and found that one sitting around. We got the, of course, the stock. This was intended for 16-inch barrel Scorpions. When they first came out, I don't know if they still sell them or not, but they made 16-inch barrel Scorpions, and this was intended for those because you'd have to SBR it if you wanted it to be in a legal configuration and not have the ATF show up. So the trigger on this thing is, as you can expect with a Bullpup, and there being a linkage in here. So there's an actual linkage that connects with the trigger, which is in here, and then you have to add the trigger shoe, which is set up specifically for this Bullpup. Obviously, we're running Evo mags. The safety is right here, back and forth. Fire and safe. Everything else is normal Scorpion as far as just like the way you operate it. We got a mag pull grip on here. One of the coolest things about Nexus firearms is they do custom Cerakote stuff. Their Cerakote guy absolutely freaking killed this thing. This is authentic Czech camo. So being that it's a Czech gun, I thought it would be really cool if this was the original Czech military camo. So it's kind of like M81, but just got a little bit more kind of like a limey green to it. That kind of brown is more of a deeper green. It's a really, really sweet looking camo. So look at the length of this thing compared to our same exact barrel length Nexus Evo Gen 1. So you're adding about a good 6 or 7 inches to the length than this Bullpup is. Obviously makes this super concealable, and it also changes the weight balance of this thing. So this thing, if you hold it like this, it's actually super rear heavy, more than other Bullpups are, probably because it's such a short barrel, and the suppressor really doesn't do a whole lot in terms of the weight. So this thing is coming back crazy heavy right here, versus if we look at our original Gen 1 Nexus Evo, the weight is much more balanced forward, but it's more center balance, especially with this bigger aim point on here. But balance of the gun, normal here and kind of right at home, but the balance on the Bullpup is kind of rear heavy, which actually when you're shooting it and it's a bit against your shoulder, it actually feels really easy to handle and really lightweight, which I like a lot. Today I'm going to just share my shooting impressions of this thing. Like I said, I did a whole video on the Nexus Evo. I thought it would be fun to compare this Bullpup with the regular one and just kind of get an idea of how it is to shoot. So let's go and do that. But first, I got to thank the channel sponsor for PSR, and that is Aves Engineering. Guys, if you are into DIY projects like squirting your own glizzies, I would never suggest squirting out a glong or some of the cool frames that are out on the Odd Sea. Then you're going to love Aves, because they got every single rail for all of your DIY squirted glizzies, and not only that, they got a ton of Mac uppers and Mac parts. If you're into Mac 11s, like the Mac Daddy or anything like that, you're going to love Aves. They got cool Cerakoted colors, a bunch of different lengths of Mac 11 uppers. Never in a million years would I ever use PSR for 10% off your entire order from Aves Rails. Tell them PSR sent you, and thanks again to Aves for sponsoring this channel. All right, first we're going to shoot the OEM Evo. I'm going to just show you how much of a difference the recoil is between the Nexus and this one. It's a very punchy gun. Oh, like it hits my ear pro and it's like wham. The Nexus with bearing delay fixes that issue quite well. It does have that XSD integral suppression, so it's going to be subsonic here. So much of a difference there in the punchiness of the recoil. Oh, and that trigger is really good. It's an ergon trigger. Now let's see how it feels with the Bullpup. And you can slap it, which I love. All right, here we go. Oh, it's nice. nice addition to this would be a cover for the Picatinis. Cover here, like a 3D printed one or something that had a little like cheek rest on it would be really nice, because your face is up against the Picatinny rail. Printed cover would be kind of nice for these, but the recoil impulse is just on par with the same Nexus. It's the same upper, but it's just in bullpup configuration. The balance is, it feels like it shoots flatter just because the balance is so rearward almost. It's really nice. We're gonna try subsonics versus supers, but into the dirt, how quiet is this? You're still getting a crack, but it's pretty quiet. The trigger is not a great trigger. It's the OEM trigger in this thing combined with the Bullpup. The Evo already has a kind of not a great trigger in my opinion. It's a heavy one, and with the Bullpup, it's harder to do double taps. Can't make them as quick as the other triggers. It is really easy to tell that you're open bolt here when you finish the last round and you finish the mag. It's a very clear sensation. Some guns have more sensation than others in terms of telling you that you're empty and that the bolt is locked open. And this one, with the Bullpup in your cheek right near the action, you can really easily tell that it's empty. Remington subs, I think they're like 150 grain or something. Hit the bolt release like this, easy. All right, let's put this into the dirt and see what it sounds like. Oh yeah, that's quiet. That's really nice. One thing I realized, and the reason why I'm keeping my ear pro on, is not because the sound of the subsonic round firing out of this thing is loud. It's because the sound of the action is super loud. It's louder on the Nexus than the regular Scorpion because it's got that increased recoil strength spring in there, and it's coming back and hitting that bearing delay, and it's just locking that breech really aggressively, which you want on the Scorpion because you don't want an out of battery, especially with the Bullpup. And so that is why I'm wearing my ear pro, because I tried it without ear pro with subs. It's still not hearing safe because your ear is literally right next to the ejection port. So that's why the Bullpup doesn't lend itself to suppressed subsonic shooting without ear pro. I am getting some gas to my face. I think this is kind of a traditional back pressure can. It does get a little bit gassier. Particularly the smell of those Remington rounds is different than the other stuff. Interesting. Let's see what's quieter actually with subs. We'll try each of these, and then we're gonna just try doing some reloads to see how much difficult it is to do it with the Bullpup than the other ones. All right, first let's try the regular Scorpion with the AB suppressor Saber on there. I can take the ear pro off for these and see how quiet. So let's just go to the berm here. All right, this one's probably gonna be the quietest, but just wanted to see. Yeah, it's a little quieter. Oh, it's nice, dude. That's so nice. That's awesome. All right, let's try the Bullpup now. I'll do one shot without ears. It's gonna be painful, but actually that wasn't that bad. If I hold it out here. Yeah, it's a bit louder. Yeah, the OEM Evo setup and this one are about the same, but that XSD ported barrel inside the integrally suppressed, it's gonna be quieter. It's definitely super quiet, even with subs. It turns supers into sub. With subs, it's crazy quiet. All right, now I wanna try some reloads just to test how much more difficult it is with the Bullpup to do a reload than the regular Scorpion. Let's try it. Let's try a couple with the Bullpup here, reloads, 1R1. That was about 7.5 seconds. All right, that was a little bit quicker for sure, like 6.5. Let's try with this guy. Yeah, that was more like 5.5 seconds. So a little bit longer for me at least to do the reload on the Bullpup, which makes sense. All right, so some final thoughts on the Nexus Evo Gen 1 Scorpion Bullpup. This thing, you know, It looks so cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like the drip factor slash like cyberpunk dystopian gun factor is high on this. It looks super cool. If you can still find some of these Bullpup kits, I think they are still available at some retailers. They're like 400 bucks, so it's not cheap to do this conversion. If you want a short barrel like this, you're gonna have to do a Form 1 and pay another $200. So it's like bare minimum $500 on top of the cost of the actual firearm, the Nexus Evo. So I give a drip factor 10 out of 10 on this. Actual shooting effectiveness compared to our regular Nexus Gen 1, maybe like 5 out of 10. It definitely is way smaller, way more concealable, but then it's a Bullpup. But if you're a Bullpup guy, then maybe you'll have a different take on this, but it makes it super small. I first saw one of these in the wild from Soul Scud, Nick Chen. He did a conversion like this, similar to this, and it was really cool. And I just got inspired and I was like, you know what, it would be really cool to do a video on something like this. So I think Nexus knocked it out of the park with the whole drippiness factor, and a big shout out to Richmond Tactical. Like this suppressor's so cool. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna have to give this Bullpup conversion back, and then this will just be a really sick SBR that's in normal configuration, that's nice and quiet with that can on it. And it's just that tuck is just, it's so sick. Like it looks so cool, the suppressor on there. So it did get a little gassy, especially with the Bullpup. So that's another thing that leads to the 5 out of 10 in shooting experience, is the gas is coming right out of the ejection port, right into your nose. Your nose is right on the other side of this thing, but you're breathing in those gases, and this is always going to stay suppressed because it's tuned to this barrel and everything. So suboptimal in terms of shooting experience. And then also the trigger, the OEM trigger on the Scorpion already kind of sucks. So when you add an extra trigger linkage on here, it's not a great trigger. It's hard to shoot fast. It's not very tactile, it's mushy, all the stuff that you'd expect with a Bullpup. It's that. I would probably not recommend getting this Bullpup conversion kit for an OEM Scorpion. I feel way safer and way less likely to blow my face off with this Nexus Evo. Aluminum receiver, and it's not, even if it does have an out of battery, it's not gonna destroy your face and lead to plastic surgery. So that's great. And I suppose if you did not want to do a Form 1, I suppose you could just leave the stock off of it, and then, you know, you've just got the back plate for the Scorpion. It's not a stock, so I mean, I don't know what the ATF would have to say about that, but this is a Form 1, so it would make it even shorter, actually. Even smaller actually. You could probably get away with that. I mean, there's some sharp edges here and the Picatinny rail, but you can get away with shooting it like that. It's soft shooting, which is great, and I just love this setup with the XSD. As far as the firearm goes, like I said in my other videos, it's like, if you're gonna get a Scorpion, this is the Scorpion to get. And I think it competes with like stuff like the Kuna and the Strevogs and stuff like that. In terms of felt recoil, it's really similar, and it has a really nice feeling to it. The only thing is, it just is a little bit harder than the OEM Scorpion to pull that charging handle back, defeating the bearing delay and the increased recoil spring strength on there. If you're that weird guy that's not fucking with a full deck and you love Bullpups, then this is it. This is it. And I could definitely see these being in like some kind of a movie, like a futuristic cyberpunk movie. I think it's a pretty sweet looking gun. So that's my short video on the CZ Scorpion Bullpup conversion for the Nexus Evo Gen 1. Hope that Nexus comes out with the Gen 2, because I just really like the Scorpion and I want to see it keep going, because I think what Nexus has done to this is pretty sweet, and it would be awesome if you could run like a Super Safety or something, or an FRT in it. So maybe that'll come eventually, but until the next one, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an excellent day. Of course, if you want to support me and help me pay for ammo costs and other stuff, check out my Patreon, early access to videos, as well as access to some of the instrumentals in my videos that I haven't put out publicly on Spotify. Speaking of which, if you guys want me to drop an album with some of my instrumentals, I'm thinking about doing it. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Love ya. Bye. Tell me when you're ready. Oh. Dear God.